For today's episode, we are going to talk on the pros and cons of center console boats. Now, I love center console boats. I have a sailboat, but if I were to go back in time, probably my runabout boat would be a center console. These boats are very versatile, efficient, and a favorite for fishing and just general recreational activities. They're very versatile. Before we jump in, check out NauticEd's Powerboat Courses, which are going to be linked in the show notes. They give you kind of the overall picture of how to powerboat, everything from navigation to different engine types to anchoring and docking to predicting the wind. Some great stuff. Okay, so let's talk on the pros of center consoles. With center consoles, you generally have a unobstructed 360-degree view, right? It's an open deck. The helm is generally centrally located, so you can really access all sides of the boat. You know, it's perfect for fishing where you're casting lines and whatnot. I don't really go fishing, but I see a lot of people fishing with center consoles. They're also great for family activities. You know, there's no barriers to movement on these things, and so you can kind of do a lot of different activities. Because you also have this 360-degree kind of view around, you have really good visibility, and the helm is very centrally located. You just have an elevated, clear view of the water. Just reduces blind spots and improves control, ensures safety. Again, you know, these center consoles, they're very versatile in usage. So you can use them for fishing and cruising and diving, water sports. You know, a lot of the modern center consoles have generous storage capacity too under the deck and console. So you can put in supplies and gear and whatnot. A lot of these center consoles have deep V hulls, so they're designed for offshore fishing. So they're pretty capable in any choppy conditions. They're stable and dependable from inshore to offshore adventures. Now, if you were to get a new center console, there's a lot of customization options, you know, upgrades, whether it be extra seating or advanced electronics, specialized fishing gear. So you can really craft these vessels to however you see fit. Now, what are the cons of center consoles? Well, you certainly have limited protection from the elements, right? Because you have this 360-degree unobstructed, you know, view and access throughout the boat. You know, you're just kind of exposed. And a lot of these center consoles, they might have like a dodger over the helm. But, you know, depending on where the sun is and what you're doing and what the weather conditions are, you can still get wet, right? Or sunburn. The open layout of these boats sacrifices seating. You know, so the seating is generally going to be limited to the bow or the stern area. And they're not necessarily the greatest for long trips with large groups of people or family outings. So if you're going to be going like any big distance, they're not going to be very comfortable. Now, the center consoles that are the offshore models typically have pretty powerful engines, so they are very fuel intensive. So if you're going to be doing a long trip, either inshore or offshore, it could be kind of a significant cost in terms of fuel. Because the center console is so exposed to the elements, salt water can really wreak havoc on these boats, right? So you have to be really good at washing the boat down when you get back to the dock. You want to be performing regular maintenance. You want to be flushing the engine. You want to avoid all the different issues that could happen. A common one is that there's handholds all over these boats, right? If you're walking up and down, they're usually a stainless steel variant. Those can get some corrosion on them and salt gets on them. So you just want to be aware of that. Now, another, you know, con of the center consoles is it lacks, for the most part, luxury, right? There's generally not sleeping quarters. There's not kitchens. Some of them don't even have restrooms. So, you know, that's a factor to consider. It's a very go out boat, right? And if you're looking to get out on the water and have a good time, center consoles are just really a great option. Now, as we come to our conclusion here, center console boats are excellent for fishing, water sports, you know, thanks to their open layout and versatility and rugged design. However, they trade off comfort, fuel efficiency, and protection from the elements. So, you know, they're certainly less ideal if you're planning on trying to do some overnight stays or leisurely cruising. But if you want to prioritize power and performance and flexibility on the water, center console is a great choice. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. And if you want to have any more powerboat information, check out the NauticEd Large Skipper Powerboat course that's going to be linked into the show notes.